99K Bitcoin. But did you notice we went sub 91 in the dead of the night? It was absolute cluster. I don't want to say the whole word, but what a mess in the last 12 hours for us on BTC. But is the dump over? That is what everybody is thinking. That is what everybody is asking. Is there more pain, or are we going higher now? What are we doing? So today, guys, I'm taking you through my plan. I'm taking you through the scenarios on BTC, and I've got long setups and short setups for the altcoins for you guys. We got a banger show coming. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. Ray is in the house, the chart hacker, scalper, head of scalping, head of opening and closing sessions and things like that. He's smashing it in the chart hackers. Good for you, sir. Good for you. Let's take a look at Banter Bubbles. Now, I mean, if you were looking at this earlier today, you wouldn't be this this happy. I mean, this DYDX is absolutely ripping. There's Uni ripping, E&A, but the market has done quite a miraculous recovery here considering what has happened. So just to take you through what we saw last night, we saw a massive capitulation on BTC, but to be fair, the alts held relatively well considering what was happening, and a lot had to do with the dominance and the way that dominance was playing out for us. But does this mean there is more pain coming for these alts? And I'm sure you guys have this question all over the place. And just an update before we jump into BTC, a reminder, guys, watch my show daily. Okay, those setups that I gave you yesterday, we had so many hot zones hit. I think we had 4 or 5 setups ping perfect entries when we had that sell-off yesterday on those altcoins. So make sure you pick your favorite tokens that you're watching, you take notes, and you put those alarms on your chart so that when you are ready to react when it starts happening. So yesterday was a prime example. If you guys had those levels, you'd be absolutely cooking right now with some of those bounce plays. So let's go. Let's get into BTC. And oh wait, wrong chart. There we go. Okay, that is where we are right now. Now, how's this this liquidation wick? Now, I want to tell you guys a story. It was actually hilarious. I got so invalidated last night that I actually owe the exchange money. I mean, that is how bad it got for me. Have you ever seen this, Ray? Have you ever seen this? I got so invalidated.
I'm trying to understand it.
So what happened was I gave you guys that long zone yesterday. This guy, we were at 98K, was this one. I played this bounce. We had a massive bounce here. Well, not massive, a couple of percent bounce out of BTC. And I grabbed that entry and I went quite big and I went quite hard. Okay, and then I didn't put a stop. I just went to bed because I was like, oh, that's the bottom. We're going to print a higher low on that thing and let it be, you know, and I'll check out in the morning. And I got so invalidated. My account balance is minus $12. I have to send them money basically to carry on trading. Fuck, it was so funny. But again, it's a lesson for you guys here. Remember, stop losses and the fees involved. If you're getting liquidated, they're going to charge you more fees and things like that. But wow, what an absolute candle that was for us. And look what they did. Look where they sent this thing straight down to 90K. Look at that banger into that 90K horizontal, and they filled that wick for us there. Look at that, filled that wick beautifully there, and then a nice big pump from BTC. So now what do we do? Like, what is the situation? So what do we know? Okay, in the past, when we do get these dumps out of BTC, we know that sometimes it's not immediate, but after, you know, it could take a few days, it could take a few weeks. But what they like to do is come back and close out some of that wick. Now, we've seen it time and time again playing out. Now, obviously, this time could be different and we could be up only from here. We have to factor that in as a possibility. But because of the size of this wick, I'm inclined to think at some point they're going to send Bitcoin down to come at least close a portion of this wick, whether it's a third of it or a half of it or the full wick. I suspect we are going to get a visit there at some point. Now, we can't say exactly when that is going to happen, but what we can do is react accordingly and react to our levels. So what I've got here for you guys now is after the sell-off, now we've had a nice little pump on BTC. We are pushing into 99,300. This is a danger zone for me. You can see we are reacting in the zone right now. Now, why is this a problem area? Look at that. We've got our horizontals at play. We've got our VWAP from the highs. Look at that. Our VWAP in the way as well. And we've got our 618. So we know that this is an area where they potentially put the brakes on for us. So 99,300 is a level here. I've jumped into a scalp short with Ray. We were debating this one offline, saying, is 100K now the psychological resistance for BTC, or are we just going to bump right through this thing? So right now I've jumped into a scalp short on BTC. Let's see how this plays out. If we do get a little bit more strength here, the next danger zone you're going to be watching, or the next reaction zone where you might want to just be a little bit cautious, 101,600. Okay, so look out, 101,600. That's going to be your next possible rejection zone. Now, typically what happens in these scenarios, we get our high, then we get our rejection, and that often starts a downtrend for us. Now, we don't know how long the downtrend can last, but we do know, from experience, sometimes you print a couple of lower highs and then you break momentum again. So what am I expecting now on BTC? Let's assume we reject here. Then I'm looking at something along these lines for us until we find that bottom. Now, we're not sure where that bottom is going to be, but it could be something along those lines to the downside. Or if there's a little bit more strength on BTC today, let's look at that push into that 786 fib at 101,600. And that could be our lower high that we print. And then we might have a situation where we start pinging these hot zones until we get that break and until we get bullish again. So that is a scenario that I'm playing with personally at the moment. That is what I'm looking for. And we're going to see, obviously, if that plays out. Now, if we get a slow bleed on Bitcoin now to the downside, you can see this wick needs to be filled. If this moves really slowly to the downside, I suspect some of these alts might feel a bit of pressure and there might be a bit of heat there on some of them at the moment. So we're going to watch dominance very closely as well. But what do we do? Where do we react? So upside, the levels now to the upside. Now, downside, what can we watch today? First level, 97,900. That is our support that we can play with. You can see it's our horizontals and it's our trend as well. So 97,900. Then 95,670. That's an interesting one for me. That's our 382. From earlier, and then we've got 93,700. Now, this is a banger. I like this one here. Nice horizontals as well. It's our 618, and it's probably about half of this wick. Okay, so that is an interesting one for me to pay attention to. So those are your levels that you need to watch now. It's been absolutely brutal. It's been absolutely volatile. This is also a time we don't have to ape into everything again. We need to let the market decide what the next move is, what the next play is. So there is no real urgency here. And that's why I'm going to show you a couple of setups today. I've got longs for you. I've got short setups for you that you can possibly take now. And I've got short setups if we get a pump out of the market, and I've got some longs that could be playing out right now for you guys. So stick around. There's lots for us to cover here as we crack on this Friday. So credit to this guy. Okay, and did anybody notice? And those of you that are new, you actually don't know, but whenever I wear this white hat, the market dumps. Now, you would have known yesterday, I purposely put on that white hat. I was feeling a little bit bearish. And this guy's sentiments, or this guy's tweet, came true. So this is the third time I'm showing you guys this tweet, but this guy was 100% right. He said, every time the open interest on all crypto diverges from Bitcoin, local top forms, right now the divergence is the largest ever, both in absolute terms and percentage. Okay, so he was calling that things were getting a little bit hot. And I know you guys in the chats were getting upset. You were saying, oh, you can't be calling bearish all the time. But this guy was actually right. So give the man credit. Okay, he absolutely nailed it. And then what did we see in the past 24 hours? Now, this was earlier today. I mean, we've had probably way worse since then, because all the shorters as well have now been taken out. In the past 24 hours, 211,000 traders. I'm one of those guys, okay, got invalidated in crypto, with the total invalidations coming in at $1 billion. I mean, absolutely brutal behavior there in the inverse bull, bro. That was a proper hiding. Now imagine what happened. Imagine what could have happened if the alts got actually obliterated. Because if you look at these alts, they recovered pretty quickly. The damage wasn't that bad. Imagine the alts did 25%. Bitcoin did what? 13%. Imagine these alts did double that, 26, which we've seen in the past. That would have been probably around 2 billion, I suspect, would have been taken out there. And Ali Chart's telling us, remember, when you take out a bunch of leverage longs, you got to go back then and start taking out the shorts. And now that's exactly what has started. This was a message dropped earlier today. And that process you're seeing now was that push higher. Okay, so the push you're just witnessing now was that squeeze back to the upside, nailing out all the late shorters. Now, On-Chain College says 100K was just the appetizer. The dinner has just started. So this is for the hodlers. Okay, this is for the guys that hold and chill. Okay, you do nothing. You don't have to worry too much what happens, in a couple of hours on BTC. Long-term play, we cooking. Okay, so hodlers, spot guys, margin traders, you guys are relaxed. Okay, it's us psycho leverage traders. Okay, that get the squeaky bum time all the time, and that puts us under pressure. Now this guy, Charles Edward, what a legend. He says this reaction is totally normal. Look at this man's chart. that he's given you. Look at the price action on the left. This is when BTC was trying to break $1,000. Look at that. We had that push through, and then we had that massive wick down, killing everybody back then. Then this was when BTC was trying to break $10,000. Look at that in the center. We had that big push up, then massive liquidations, and now we've just seen it at 100K. Okay, so according to him, this is normal. Okay, and yes, I think that's an absolutely fair call. And guys, I mean, yeah, you remember that I was calling this move that we were looking for a pump into BTC over 100K and then some kind of wipeout. But I wasn't expecting that 90K so quickly. It was a bit of a mess the way that played out.
I concur. We concurred about that.
Yeah, we concurred. Okay, we concurred. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Now let's talk the 3-day, and our major support has held. Okay, on that dump, the major support has held for us. And let's see, guys. Okay, we've got 91K. That's our support. And then Uncle runs mine level, which is the 88,000 number. That is our main support on the 3-day that we're going to be watching. So far, we're okay. And, we can see we had our horizontal resistance, but now this candle is dipped under. And this is the 3-day candle. So we need to wait and see. There's a couple of days before we get a close here. But if we close under this region, yes, that becomes a little bit more bearish for us. If we close above that region, then we can lock in. And we say, okay, we're on track for 113K. Let's see how that goes. But you can see this wick here, and there's wicks to the upside, there's wicks to the downside, so expecting volatility regardless. And all we can do is react in the right places. If we get good pumps, we can take profit at good areas. And some trades, like I've said before, we can hold them longer. We can try and see if we get a little bit more energy, and then we can also have some hedge short plays if you are that way inclined. You don't have to take shorts, but if you want to, I'm going to give you a couple. Okay, and it's for me. I was saying to the hackers group earlier today, I do a private Zoom session for the hackers Discord. We do that on Fridays and Sundays, plus all the other guys do their things. But I was saying on that Zoom earlier today, it's psychologically, if the market's falling over and you're sitting in shorts, it's a lot less pressure for you. You feel a lot less pressure on your trading accounts and things like that. So I like to do it. I like to get a few head shorts going along the way as we move on. Okay, and then this is why is it like this, right? Why is it like this? Okay, we spend $50 on something where it feels like real money, and then we don't have a problem blowing 5,000 here in crypto opening leverage trades. Why is it like this? I don't know. Why does it feel like this, bro? It's like tokens in a game versus reality out there. Okay, so BTC, guys, you've got the playbook here on the 2-hour chart. So that is what I'm watching. And then I wanted to show you something so fucking cool. Okay, look at this. You guys know I'm doing that accelerator school where I've incorporated Chart Prime. And I just wanted to show you this thing of absolute beauty here using Chart Prime. Okay, look at this. We had the market collapse. What did it hit on the BTC Binance chart? Look at that. Our quantum reactor on the 4-hour, absolute ping on this thing, and a rocket ship off our quantum reactor. At the same time, it called a reversal. Look at that. We had our bearish candle that had printed the engulfing candle, and we had the heavily overbought oscillator to the downside printing a reversal. Okay, this absolutely called it without any other TA in place. So this was a thing of absolute beauty. I wanted to share this with you guys. And remember, I'm doing a course on this stuff, and it combines my regular TA, and then it combines all these indicators together. We find confluence, we create these hot zones, and we create a power pack for you guys. And if you want to learn how to trade, this is probably your fastest way that you can do it. Okay, you're going to learn the basics of TA that I do, that you see on my show, plus adding this stuff, and then we banging out bots and we banging out automation for you guys as well. So there's something for everybody in the school. So if you want to get a go, I did my first masterclass yesterday with the students. My next masterclass is next week, so it's in 5 days, 20 hours, 42 minutes. Okay, and you can jump in there and have a look. So all the stuff that I talk about, remember guys, it's under the show description. You can join everything here under the show description. There's the school. It's the top. Okay, the school is there at the top if you want to have a crack. And there's Ray. He's obviously dropping it. He's dropping it in the chats there for you guys. Okay, let's get into things. Now we're going to talk altcoins. Now we're going to talk setups. We're going to do all these things right now. Tech Dev is saying it was early Jan 21. Okay, picture this. Picture the story. Do you guys remember this if you've been around? BTC in week 4 of price discovery, ETH 20% below all-time highs, Doge at its first pause, dominance had reversed, okay? The next 4 months brought historic altcoin runs as capital rotated and mania hit. Yes, this is possible that it's going to play out. I've got a visitor. Here's my visitor. Hello, sir.
Let me guess, you guys are short.
Step into my office.
Let me guess.
Step into my office.
Let me guess. You guys are fucking short here.
There's a couple of shorts, yeah.
Oh, for God. Bro, it's up.
Up
The
only,
market's
guys.
going up,
Up
bro.
only.
Up.
Short-term short.
It's up.
Short-term short. Short-term short.
Bro.
Hey, we're having fun. It's a banger. It's absolutely banger.
Bro, I also took a short today. You'll be proud of me. Look at this
What
short.
did you short?
Okay, look at this. You'll be proud of this short.
Guys, 1 sec. We're going to see what run shorted here.
Okay, wait. Let me get my position.
Oh my God. This guy's
Hey,
got
look.
big position.
Okay, wait, I'll show you the short.
Oh my God.
That's a nice position, eh?
That's very nice.
That Ran has a big
Big
package.
positions here.
There's a good
Big
What did
position.
you short?
I shorted
package.
Oh, that's so funny. I just longed it.
Okay, well, I'm down now. But anyway, I shorted RSR.
Yes.
That's a nice little 197 of short. And then I shorted
No,
Orca.
guys.
Because it listed on Binance. And like I love shorting
Oh
Binance.
my God. You must see this guy's trading account. It's actually offensive.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah, this is nice. It's nice. That blur is looking good too. And Sol.
Sol's
Nice.
a good trade.
Nice. Your entry 13. That's PR. I mean, that's an entry. Fuck me. Okay, guys, let's get back into action here. No, he's got some banger trades in there. Wow. Okay, so this is where we were. So now it's early December 2024. Okay, BTC is on a 5 weeks, week 5 of price discovery, 20% below all-time highs, and Doge is at its first pause, and dominance has reversed. Okay, so there's still guys calling for this massive altcoin season. I just keep seeing these alts have ripped for weeks. Okay, they've ripped for weeks. At some point, don't we get some kind of rest? Don't they give us some kind of break? And you can see here we are. We're in the altcoin season band. We can't argue with this chart. Okay, and things are hot. I just want to show you again. Look at 2021 in the height of the bull market in 21. Look where we peaked on those alts. Look where we are right now. We're pretty close to those levels. Now, I'm not saying there's not more in the tank, but fuck me. I mean, this thing's been pushing pretty hard already. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. And the only thing saving us at the moment is this dominance that is so respectful to these altcoins. This is dominance on the weekly that we are watching. And in spite of everything that happened yesterday, we saw a major push in dominance to the upside. We saw it, but we did get that rejection again at the 200-day moving average. So that is protecting us right now. That is protecting our altcoins as we go. So right now, dominance for me, bounce zone, no changes here, 54%. Whenever we dip into that zone, looking for a bounce, that could be altcoin weakness for us. And then our next level, if dominance keeps falling and these alts keep printing for us, all we do is we pay attention. Where's our next bounce zone? Where's our next trouble zone? Where can we get into trouble on the altcoins? Where must we be a little bit more cautious? And for me, that's the 53% level. So if we don't, if we break through this 54.4, the next zone to be cautious on the alts again is going to be around 53%. So that is the game plan I'm playing. I'm trying to keep it very simple. Okay, trying to keep it very clear and simple as we go. And naturally, you know my game plan. I'm going to show you some things here. Okay, so let's go. Total 3. This is our altcoins again. No changes here. We know we at major resistance. We understand that. We know this is a big zone tied in with dominance bouncing. Yes, if dominance breaks through that support, Total 3 is going to rip, in my opinion. Then I think we start cooking. Then maybe we get that euphoric.
Hold on. Why are the likes at resistance? Why aren't the likes ripping? We're not the market. The likes should be ripping for these entries, guys.
Excuse me while I have some water. I'm still quite ill.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He needs to get hydrated, and we need to smash some likes.
I'm getting hydrated. Okay, guys, here it comes. I'm quite zoomed in today. Wow. Okay, let's go. Okay, ETH BTC, this is a banger. Now, you've seen ETH strength today. This thing is now looking good. So let's jump straight into the ETH chart and see what's going on. Okay, so we've broken through our resistance band. So ETH traders, what have we done here? We've popped through our first resistance band. Now we are at 4,080. This is our next danger zone. What happens after that? Lots more fun. Okay, we're talking 4,500, those types of levels. So let's get through this 4,080, and then we're going to have a little bit more fun on ETH. But right now, you can see we are at a resistance band, so a little bit of caution again in that area. And you can see at the same time, is our BTC still rejecting here? Where's our BTC here? Okay, still rejecting a little bit here on BTC. So ETH traders at resistance, as you know, support that you're going to watch now. Okay, 3,900. That's your next banger. And let's bring up our fibs. Let's tie our fibs in. Let's get some confluence here. Let's drag this thing higher up and just try and start picking a couple of areas. Let's actually get our 236 here. That's our most bullish fib as well. And that's the one. Okay, so there's a nice little zone here. Look at that. Okay, a little bit of a cluster of horizontals. So 3,600 for me. Look at that. Nice area there. 3,600 for me on ETH. 3,400. Okay, 36, 34, and 3880. Those are my support levels on ETH that you're going to be watching. Remember, all these charts go straight into the Chart Hackers Discord directly after the show, so you can reference them later. Just make sure you are watching the show for context, obviously, so you know what I'm talking about. Those are the ETH levels. Then Sol, no changes. Main levels, again, nothing's changed here from yesterday. 200, 190. Those are our levels on the weekly for Sol. No changes there. Let's look at the DGen setup on Sol. This is Sol on the 4 hour that we're watching. Now, I want to just point this out for you guys. And we go through different phases in the market. And right now we're in that phase where they just want to wreck you. Okay, they want to take your money long, short, up, down. And if you're trading leverage now, getting a bit frustrated, you can see why. Look at the Sol chart as an example. Look at the way they are pushing this thing up and down, up and down, up and down. You're not getting ahead. Am I right? You're feeling like you're just not getting ahead at the moment. And it's at this stage of the market. This is where they're playing games with you. There's lots of indecisions. Look at the size of this move. If you're trading high leverage, this is fresh meat for them. Okay, look at that. 8% swings there. No problem. A couple of times in a few days, 8% move. So if you're trading high leverage and you got tight stops, you're going to get stopped out. Okay, that is why, again, we put emphasis on trading the hot zones, emphasis on trading the big zones only. Anything in between the hot zones for me is a lot of noise. So if you're in between these areas, it's noise. If you're up there, it's noise. You want to trade these solid areas. Look at that. These types of zones are where you want to look for your positions. Okay, so just remember that when things are getting choppy like this, zoom out, slow down, look at the big areas first. Okay, and the big areas can also be on a zoomed in lower time frame chart because they just need lots of confluence in those zones to get reactions. Now, I'm going to show you some absolute bangers from yesterday, and hopefully some of you guys watched this. And if you didn't watch yesterday or you didn't take them, I'm going to show you the bangers now. And now you're going to see the magic here. And this is why I want you guys involved here and I want you paying attention. Okay, so let's talk about some trades here. Here's the psychological short on BTC that I've taken just before the show there with Ray. And you can see my stop is 100,100. Okay, it's a psychological level here. Who's going to dare try and buy it again at 100K? Let's see if they get that right. So that is a short-term short for me. Then ETH scalp, okay, literal ETH scalp at play. Banana, okay, we spoke about this yesterday. I had this on the Chart Hackers Zoom this morning as well, and that thing has come alive again, bounced off our hot zone. Here's XRP, absolute little banger, okay, little long from earlier as well, breaking trend. I'm going to show you that now. Rune short, okay, hedge Rune short in play. I've got that chart for you. It's flat right now, so if you feel shorty, there's a Rune short for you right now. I'll show you the chart. I'll explain why. Brett, no changes. That hit our zone again yesterday. Brett head short in play. Shib long cooking. Celestia, what a banger. Hit the zone from earlier this morning. Gave the entry on the Chart Hackers. Perfect entry there. The Celestia is starting to print now for us. Dupe, same trade from yesterday that I dropped in Chart Hackers. No changes on that. GRT, head short. Maybe it's a bit early. Let's see. I've got the GRT chart for you guys as well. Peppy, hit our zone. Absolute banger. That is still alive. ENS, head short. Dangerous right now because ETH strength. Let's see. It could be something we can build. It's a small position there for me now. Phantom, short-term bounce play that we got running. Sol, okay, absolute banger there. That Sol's alive, absolutely cooking there for us. Litecoin short, okay, you can see that Litecoin short hedge and AVAX, and that's that, okay. Fuck me, it's 19 positions. I mean, that's a little bit excessive, okay, but a lot of them are hedge shorts here now and trying to protect myself. So let's start with Banana. Now, Banana, DJ and Dave gave the Banana trade in Chart Hackers and absolute banger setup here, and you can see we're getting strong reactions off this area. So I wanted to update for everybody, and especially the Chart Hackers guys that were on the Zoom earlier today. Banana hit our entry zone. So this was it here. And like I said before, guys, I absolutely love a 786 pool and a macro trend. Absolute banger. It comes time and time again. A 786 and a macro trend, always a banger zone, even if it's for just a little reaction. So far, if you're trading Banana, 56.2, okay, that is your support zone. Look at that, absolute cracker here at the moment. And you can see, as long as we're holding this trend, we are good on Banana until we start losing it. If we lose 56.2, where's our next hot zone? Okay, we do nothing in between, but we wait. 52. Okay, 52 is our next trade zone for banana. So that is what we're going to look at. Ray, what is banana, bro? Is it a meme coin? What is this thing? Do we even know? Look, Rainbow Ray's back.
I think it's supposed to be like banana gun, like the
is
Telegram.
Is that what it is? Okay. Okay. Fuck. I thought it was like some meme coin or some shit. Okay. So banana is good here, guys. 56.2. Your next entry, if you do get a meltdown in the market, 52 is where you're looking at the moment. Okay, so no changes there. That thing's starting to move. Now, 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏 was one of the trades I gave you guys yesterday. Why was this interesting to me? Trying to hunt the 34% trade ahead. Okay, how do we do that? We play lower time frame moves. We try and play lower time frame breakouts. Now, I missed the 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏's entry. Unfortunately, I was fast asleep and I missed this move, but I'm hoping you guys got this thing. I gave you the setup yesterday on the show. Bang, straight into our hot zone in the dead of the night. It was 12 o'clock at night, but look at this. VWAP, 382, horizontal, trend, bang, okay? Straight into the entry zone. In fact, please, guys, let me know in the chats. Did anybody get 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s? I need to know. I need to know. While I drink water, come, tell me. Tell me, please, sirs. I'm waiting. Please tell me somebody got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s here. No one got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Nobody got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Come on, guys.
Are you guys following the steps? Hold on. Are you guys following the steps at the bottom of the screen? Watch the show every day. Follow some risk management. Follow the trades. Take notes. Make profit and join chart hackers. And before that, even before you trade, join the accelerator school. It's free.
Okay, Jose got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Okay. Melinda got it on spot, okay? Syed got Phantom. Guys, that Phantom, fuck, I got the chart for you. What a mess, hey? That major sell-off. Okay, now we're talking. Take a break got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Fenyan got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Okay, thank you. Thank you. This is, guys,
yeah,
that's nice.
Wake them up. Let's go. Let's
go. Now the 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s people are coming through. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is what makes me happy. Okay, I do all this hard work for you. I give you these setups. All you need to do is tell me if you got it. Okay, that's all. That's all I want to know. Let's see what else. Definitely got 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. I was asleep when it happened. Okay, and this guy, Bird in the Bush, says caught 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Let go. Okay, cool. I feel better now. My ego is much better now, guys. I appreciate you. Okay, so what is the plan now for 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s? There were two possible trades for us on 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s yesterday that I gave you. One of them was pop higher, consolidate, pump. Okay, the alternate one was pull back into our zone, pump. Okay, they gave us option 2. They chose hell. Okay, they chose violence and they sent us down. But they, again, these hot zones, reliable hot zones coming into play for us again. And look at that, we had nice moves on the oscillator as well, and nice recovery play. So 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s traders, if you did get that trade, you are now at resistance. So be a rejection zone where we could easily fall over again. Okay, so I just want to just explain that again. We are at a resistance band. If the market pumps, you've got a 34% trade coming now. You've got your entry for that 34% trade. Okay, so you can either take profit now after that move. Okay, you've got a 10% move on leverage. Okay, banger. If you want, okay, if it breaks that region and you feel there's more in this market, what you can do, let it break hard. Okay, the next dip, you're going to add to that trade. Okay, you're going to go balls to the wall. So you're going to add to that trade. So your entry now is down here. Once you add to that trade, keep your average entry under that zone there. Okay, so then your risk is going to be 0 because you're going to bring your stop to your average entry. But you're going to, by then, you're probably going to double the size of your trade. Okay, if it pumps 34%, you suddenly have a double-sized position, okay, with your risk being 0. Okay, so wait for it to pop, okay, if you want to take that risk. Let it pop first, then you're going to bring up, then you're going to start raising your entry, and then your risk is 0. That is why I spend so much time getting these entries. These are my entries. These are my hot zones. These get me ahead of the game so that when I get to a trend break, I can already take profit, or I can add to my position and start pressing these sizes. Okay, cool. That is that. So you've got the plan now on 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏s. Let's break through 14.5, 14.6. That is resistance. Let's get through that. If the market falls over, support again until proven otherwise, 13.36. And then I've got a banger for you guys at 12.4. 13.36, 12.4. That is your next one to the lows. Okay, so that could play out this weekend. If we get a big sell-off, that is where it's going to go this weekend. Yes, please. Okay. Yes, let's go. So this is Celestia, absolute banger. Okay, I mean, this is so nice. Okay, look what we got here. We were looking at this one yesterday. Why was this interesting to us? Look at this resistance band ahead, looking for that squeeze. We had the inverse head and shoulders here. Look at this thing, inverse head and shoulders in play here, putting a bit of pressure. And now we've popped our horizontals, but not before they put us under pressure. On the live hackers that we discussed today, I did a live hackers Zoom. We looked at the zone. Why was this important to me? 618, trend, horizontal, VWAP, okay, all come into play, sell off into the zone, rocket ship, okay, off she goes, and nice little push up there on the oscillator. Now, what is the next move here on Celestia? Fuck. Bro, it's Celestia, bro. I'm sorry. Next move on Celestia. This is our play, okay? If the bulls are going to step in, there's a new trade, okay? The new trade is going to be this, okay? Let's go there. That is going to be your new potential trade that you can play on Celestia with an upside target. Okay, so we can push this one a couple more percent there, but that is what you're going to look at. So this is what typically happens here. We get pressure. Then there's a squeeze. Then what typically happens after that, there's a sell-off. Okay, and that is where the bulls need to step in. At one of these bullish zones, we need the bulls to step in to continue this move. Okay, so that is what we are looking for there. And on Celestia, okay, so the level is 8.78. You can look for something there, 8.78. Don't do anything here. This is the top of a candle. So 8.78, look for that. And then a little bit lower down, look at 8.5. Okay, watch 8.5 as your next zone. Let me just move this box for you guys. Remember, these charts go straight into chart hackers afterwards, okay? So 8.78 and 8.46. Okay, that's those are your levels. Now, let's talk XRP. And this was what I dropped in the chats in hackers earlier today. So XRP, it's not amazing, okay? It's not great. It's like it's lost its luster here for now. I really wanted to see a big squeeze, and we don't have the big squeeze yet. I'm not sure if it's still coming, but I had a go, okay? I had a go at XRP. Very simple game plan here. We saw this thing bottoming out a little bit. You can see what happens in these formations. We start bottoming out. Things start relaxing a little bit. Then you start looking at oscillators like this, and you can see we're getting these W formations on the oscillator as well. There were signs that we might get some kind of push. Now, how do you want to play this? So if you are bearish on XRP, there's a couple of opportunities here for you, but obviously you're going to be taking on a little bit of risk. So let's start with the long. Okay, the current long that we are in, you can see we've broken trend, and we can use a few things as support. So let's start with our VWAP at 2.32. We can use that as support number one. And let's just see if we've got time with some fibs. Now, this is proper DGen stuff here. We're doing DGen levels here, folks. Okay, 2.31. Okay, that's the best I can give you. 2.31 is the best support or best exit plan I can give you, the safest one. The lower the stop, obviously the better, but if we start dipping lower down here, then we risk getting rinsed properly here. So call it 2.306 is your safest sort of DGen exit zone on XRP. We've broken the trend, nice, but we do have trouble along the way. There's a lot of problems here. Okay, so 2.46, that could be quite a big reaction zone there for me. 2.46, or alternatively, I'm expecting a reaction there. So take profit zone for me, 2.63 and 2.46. Those are your danger zones to the upside. These are typically the areas as well that you might want to look for shorts. Okay, so again, you're going to tie it in with Bitcoin pumping, and where is Bitcoin going to reject? So you want to look at the Bitcoin chart, and if Bitcoin pops through some of these areas here, for example, you might be able to tie it in with one of these rejection zones there on BTC. So danger zone 2.46, 2.63, those are your targets to the upside if you are long, and then these are potential bearish short zones for you if you are looking to short XRP. Now, I would love to short XRP. I think you guys know that. I would love that. So for me, if I have to choose an area to short XRP, 2.63 is where I'm going to start shopping. Okay, so I'm going to just highlight this for you. That sort of guy over there. Okay, so just manage your risk, obviously, but that is the type of thing where I would look. So you'd look for a little fake out above that zone, and then we'll try and send it to zero. Let's see if we can get it down to zero. all the way, or as far down as we can. Okay, you guys know the drill. We want to send XRP to zero one day. Okay, so that's the playbook there for XRP traders. So a potential short-term long here, and then you're looking at shorts to the upside. Just remember, this thing has pumped a little bit already. So if you are jumping into this long here, your risk is 2.4%. Okay, so just understand that risk. If you're trading leverage, that is your danger. Okay, let's talk Peppy. Still not doing big things yet for us. You can see it looked very similar to Brett. This is why my eyes are locked in on this Peppy at the moment. The way Brett reacted, very similar playbook here at the moment. So if we do get energy, I want to be in Peppy. That is why I'm staying in this trade. And I gave you these levels yesterday. I hope some of you guys got this. Look at these drops into 2036. Massive zone here for us. Let me know in the chat. So who got Peppy yesterday? Okay, I see Nancy got some Aptos. That's nice. And James says leave his XRP alone. And what else are we sorry, guys? I'm still ill. Excuse me. Okay, let me know who got Peppy off the hot zone. So your support that you're going to watch today, if you want to stay bullish here, 2036. Watch that support zone there, 2036. The fun and games when we pop that guy. Okay, you saw that Celestia chart. If we could do something like that on Peppy, I think this thing rips. Okay, so I'm staying in this thing. Conviction play for me. If we start losing these types of levels, I'm going to have to start cutting my position. I don't want to sweat that one out. I can find a new entry, but 2036 and 1968. Those are your supports that you want to watch for Peppy. Let's go, Brett. And absolute banger. Who got Brett? Okay, straight into our zone. Look at the zone yesterday. 0.191. Look at that. Into the circle there on the VWAP, on the horizontal, on the 786. So Brett, I hope some of you guys got some Brett action as well. And just keep it coming, guys. Who got Peppy? Who got Brett? The high-low holers got Peppy and Aptos. And James says he got Brett. James, of course, James got everything. James got Brett, obviously. And yes, Yvonne got it. BJ got it. Thank you, guys. Jeez, this makes me so happy. Okay, and IX is balls deep in Peppy. I feel you, bro. I absolutely feel you. NZ Danny, I feel you. Okay, balls deep in this Peppy. And okay, this is good stuff. Guys, you're helping me a lot here. Then I know my work is getting appreciated. Okay, so Brett, taken off from our zone. No changes here. Okay, I'm still super bullish on Brett. Will they ever list this thing on Coinbase? I don't know. Okay, but I keep holding this thing, hoping they do. We might end up in 2027, and I'm still paying fees on a Brett position because I'm holding for some listing. I mean, who knows if it is going to happen. And James says, what happened to my pussy? It's still going. We're still building this Popcat, bro. I'm not stopping. Myro's a dog, but Popcat, we're still going. We're still going strong. Okay, so Brett traders, no changes. Your support, 191, no changes there. When we lose that trend, yes, things get a little bit hairy for us. And we start looking lower. We start looking at levels like 1.5 again on Brett. But for now, okay, all is well. 191, that is what you're going to be paying attention to. And then let's talk Phantom. So obviously I've rejigged this chart, but fuck me, we hit a banger here on Phantom at these lows on that sell-off. But look at this move. I mean, this is offensive. I mean, if that Bitcoin move didn't offend you, how's this thing as well? Look at that. Also, 9% wick on Phantom. Took out my stop loss, took out everybody else, invalidated everybody, sent it straight back up. Okay, bull market games here, bull market play. And now jumped in earlier today on Phantom as a scalp play here. And this was our hot zone. I did this on the Hackers Zoom earlier today. We were dropping through that zone, but we started reclaiming it and looked like a little scalp opportunity there on Phantom. So if you're trading Phantom, what I can say is there's a warning bell here for you guys in front of you. This is the high. Okay, so this is now the zone where you need to decide. Do I take profits here or do I try and ride this thing through a major resistance band? This is your decision now as a trader. I'm giving you the entries. You push the buttons, okay, when you open and when you take profit and when you close. All I can do is just give you a wheelbarrow full of entries, okay? And now we are at resistance. So 1.35 is a danger zone for Phantom. So, you know, all things being equal, we push into that. And then we get a rejection on Phantom. So look out for that move. Obviously, the odds are at play. If we do pump harder and the market turns bullish, Phantom goes. 1.6 is my target to the upside. If there is energy here, 1.6 is what I'm looking for. So what do you do now on Phantom? If you are sitting in it for support and you're looking for a couple of zones, well, you can see what's happened here. We are currently in a lower high, okay? Currently, what support can we use? 1.26. Okay, use that area here. You can see that's our 382 VWAPs and our lows from earlier today. So 1.26 is your phantom support. And then I do have another long entry for you. If things fall over, you're going to look at 2 zones here on phantom. Okay, this is going to be your first one of interest. 1.23. So just save this level. You can see I've got a VWAP here, 618 horizontal. So 1.23, save that guy. And then if there is even further pain and they want to come and kill you, and then you're looking at 1.17. 1.17 is going to be the next one. So those are your, the market falls over on the weekend zones, okay, where you grumpy. Okay, just remember, don't be grumpy because there's opportunity coming if you hit those areas. Okay, let's talk CAS. Oh, fuck. Chaos. Me and Chaos are shorting CAS. I'm going to give you a CAS short setup right now. Look, it's pumping. Okay, so I've started building a CAS short. Okay, at the moment, and in fact, it's actually grabbed both of my entries. So I'm going to take you through the CAS short right now, and I'm going to explain my thinking behind it. Then you can see this is 𝗬𝗥, guys. Now, I trade on multiple exchanges, obviously, but 𝗬𝗥 is a nice degen exchange. They let me do all sorts of things with leverage there. They let me take it out, put it in, and set my orders on the screen and all these types of things. And there's no KYC on 𝗬𝗥 as well, so you can have lots of degen fun there. All you need is an email address. Okay, so here's 𝗬𝗥. I'm trading this guy at the moment. You can see there's quite a lot of action going on here. CAS is a short that I've just started. I'm going to take you through my thinking on this one. Then the Rune short as well. That's a Rune head and shoulders that I'm going to take you through as well. Then the PopCat short from yesterday, no changes. Then a link. I'm still in that link long. I've got a link trend break potentially coming for you guys, plus a link short setup that is coming. Then WIF, that is a trade also from Chart Hackers earlier. It's still alive. Sol, that's an old one. And then Myro, still doing the business. Okay, so Myro is still cooking, and hopefully it can take us to Valhalla. Okay, we've sweated in that thing for a very long time. Now, let's talk about some short setups here for anybody who wants, if you're bearish and you want some cover. Okay, now remember with these shorts, what I like to do is I'm generally net long, as you can see, but when we hit certain milestones and certain levels, you can either take profit on your trade and be out of the market, or you can look for some hedge shorts. So in case the market falls over, then you are covered with a short, and it pays for your stop losses on some of your longs, and it feels nice. Okay, you can show your wife, look, I'm shorting. It's all nice. Okay, so that's one of your options that you can do. And like mentally, it just keeps me in the game as well. So obviously, if the market keeps ripping, those shorts get stopped out. But if you are net long, you're cooking anyway. Okay, so it's just a little hedge play that I like to do. And here is Rune on the daily. And look at this. We've got horizontals in the way. Big daily resistance here for us. We see that and we understand. We say, okay, this is a major resistance zone. What else is happening on the daily on Rune? Look at that. Okay, heavy pressure on our oscillator. What can we see here? Overbought. Okay, we've got divergence that time. Look at that wipeout. Then we had our blue dot that time. Look at that thing fell over. Now we're getting the similar situation here at these types of levels. Again, this time might be different, okay? And is Paul saying no shorts? Paul, you don't have to wear shorts, bro. You can wear longs, okay? You can wear the longs. Don't run away, bro. I'm giving you some juice here. Okay, so this is looking incredibly hot on the daily. Again, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to fall over, but we use lots of tools as Confluence to make decisions. Now, you can see what happened here with Rune. I gave you this Rune setup yesterday, and we hit our zone. Okay, so we dropped into our zone first shot yesterday, 6.72. That was our area where we were looking for our first bounce. Who got Rune? Can somebody in the chat tell me if you got Rune? We had a lot yesterday. Okay, so nice bounce on Rune here. Now, what happened since then? We started pushing up, and I said to Chart Hackers earlier today, I said, look out for this right shoulder now on this head and shoulders for Rune. I said, could be a problem here. And there was a rejection, and this right shoulder started playing out. What did we hit? VWAP, 382, horizontal again, rocket. Okay, so off she goes again. Now, I'm in a head short on Rune because of this setup. This is a bearish setup, the head and shoulders. How do we invalidate the setup? Easy. You start breaking this right shoulder, and then you start pushing higher. Okay, then your next problem becomes the highs. Okay, let's take a look at that. That becomes an issue there for you. Okay, bang. then you break that, and then you're cooking again. Okay, so very simple game plan here. So you can see our horizontals, this head and shoulders is in play until we break that right shoulder. If we break that right shoulder, then we can turn a little bit more bullish. Then we are looking at 7.4 for Rune as the next target. And then after that, well, then we open our next major zone. So remember the game plan here. When we're sitting at major areas, we can look for shorts, we can look for breakout longs, and we can try and attack those next zones. For example, Aptos is one of them that we are trying to do right now. So let's see, let's go back to Rune here. Oh, it's FET breaking out. Now the AI is turning bullish here. It looks like everything's breaking out, guys, to be honest. Yeah, everything's cooking here. Okay, so there we go. So that was a bearish setup. Upside resistance 7.4, currently 7.15. Okay, look out there, 7.15. That's a danger zone unless we clear that area. Now, if this thing falls over this weekend, what do we look at? 6.28. Okay, that is going to be your next big zone that you're going to be watching this weekend. So let's highlight this guy there. 6.28 is where it's at for me. Okay, that is what you want there. 6.28. Watch that guy. Okay, let's go Myro. And geez, you guys are shouting at me. Zena's shouting Casper. Guys, I got Casper. It's coming in hot. And what else we got? Paul is breaking out. A lot of the AI seems to be moving. And the guys are happy now in the chats. Okay, things are moving again. Okay, let's go. Let's go Myro. So I gave you guys this one yesterday. Who got Myro? Okay, and we used this support level, 200-day MA, 382 fib, horizontals. This was a zone for us of interest here on Myro. And what actually happened here? It pumped into our 618. Look at that. Rejected. Held the support again. Now we're trying to hold this thing up again. So Myro, if this is going to carry on playing out, anybody trading Myro with me, your target is still the highs, 0.155. So we're not out of the woods here, but we do have a potential trade here on Myro to these highs, 155. That's where it's at for me. Looking for something like that if there is still momentum. So your support that you're watching, 1192, and your upside, 137 and 155. Those are your targets there on Myro that you can pay attention to. Let's go with same story. Okay, WIF is looking a lot like Peppy at the moment as well. Look at this. We've got this tight little consolidation here in this area. And what we want to see on WIF is a hard push here now. We want to blow this VWAP. Look here, if we zoom in on WIF, you can see we've rejected on this VWAP every time we have touched it. Now you're going to see the same with a PopCat chart that I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes as well. This VWAP is proving to be a major resistance band on some of these meme coins. But what does it tell us? When we break through, we can use it as resistance later. So we noticed today we had a pierce through the VWAP. Now we've come back. What did we hold? Our 382. And now we are looking for this next push up now on WIF. So if you're interested in a WIF trade, remember your risk levels. Okay, so if you are wanting to take a trade now, let's just see how deep this can go. It's quite big. It's 4% risk. So this is a very high risk unless you get a dip. So for me, if you can get WIF at about 3.34, somewhere in that area, that's a safer entry for you. That is what you can look at, 3.34. Keep your entry tight, because if the market falls over here or reverses, then you're going to be under pressure there unnecessarily. So WIF traders, 3.34 could be a nice entry for you. What is our target? What is our upside move that we could look at? For me, it's going to be these horizontals at 3.9, and you can push it higher, 4.1 potentially as your next zone. But I like 3.9 as a short-term play on WIF. So look out there. That could be something to pay attention to. Let's go Link. Okay, and here's the situation on Link. So always go bigger picture. We zoom out. What is going on in front of us? We can see resistance ahead. We can see support below. Okay, big resistance ahead, big support below. Let's take a look at the oscillator here. What is that? Also a little bit heavy, not too bad. Okay, not too bad just yet, but it is turning a little bit heavy there on the weekly. Let's go DGen. Okay, and here's a setup for you guys. Okay, and I see Cashman says lots of leverage in the market, should be some volatility. Guys, it's getting brutal at the moment. But here is Link. So this was this Link trade, and I love this oscillator here. Look at this double reversal print here with a W pattern for us there on the oscillator, and giving Link a bit of a push. So I was sitting in that earlier today, and I just decided to hold that position. And this was that Link I've been in for a couple of days here. And it's been a lot of up down, but we are now finally moving. Okay, so Link, we've got Horizontal support that you can watch is 22.7. You can see we are now breaking trend. So remember the rules. The best entries come when there's pain in the market. The best entries come when the market is falling over. Those are typically your lower risk zones. I like to operate in those hot zones. You sniff around those areas. You can look for a reaction in those zones. And that is where I like to take trade. When we push onto the trend, we are then ahead of the game. So you can see what happens here. Link has dropped into these the horizontal support for us. Now it is pumped into trend. So there's already been a nice size move off support here. We've seen a big pump. Well, not that big, 7%. But now if you're playing a trend break, your distance from your lows is now 7%. But now the trend break is obviously available as a potential trade. You just need to now manage your risk appropriately. So how do you go about that? Well, for me, the simplest way is to try and look at potential support using horizontals, tying it in with fibs, trying to understand where you can get a reaction if this thing does reverse, like for a short-term sort of move. So what I can give you as a safety support, if you want to take a degen trade here, this is a trend break, 23.6 on Link. 23.6 is probably your safest degen support here. So that will give you a little bit of a cushion if there's a slight dip in the market and then a recovery. That is ideally what you want to see. So that would be an ideal entry as well. 23.63 if you want to grab that entry. And then the big support is obviously going to be the lows from earlier today. Now, why am I interested in this? This could be a nice hedge play. Again, we don't know if the market's going to pump. We don't know if the market's going to dump. We can only look at what is in front of us. We can use history that we've seen. And what we do know is BTC likes to come and fill wicks, and they like to come back sometimes. If they do come back, then I think there's an opportunity on these altcoins to fall over. Then I think there's an opportunity on the alts to get you some better entries. But if you want to trade these moves, there's a couple of things you can do. So if Link pushes now this weekend into 26.4, that is a TP zone for the trade. Obviously, number one, that's a major TP zone. So there's going to be others along the way. You're going to be looking at 24.8. You're going to be looking at 25.2. But for me, 26.4, if we push hard into that this weekend, I suspect we get a short there on Link. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be looking for. And that's why I'm dropping the setup here for you. Remember, the setup goes into the Chart Hackers Discord. So I'm going to put my alarm on there. If they do want to come for us, there might be a short opportunity there. What we need to see play out, let the oscillators run to the top. Okay, let the oscillators give us that overbought situation. Look at that. We want that. We want to see these types of moves here on the oscillators. Then we're going to try and tie it in with our potential short. So that is what I'm looking at there for Link. So short zone 26.4 up to about 26.6. That type of area. Support 23.6. Okay, watch those zones. Then let's talk Cardano. This is a potential head short play again for you guys. Now, I'm not saying Cardano is going to zero. I'm not turning into the world's biggest bear. You guys can't get cross with me in the comments afterwards and tell me I'm bearish and all these things. I'm just giving you what I see, and I'm giving you my plan. And my plan is, if we get an interim pump here in the market, there might be an opportunity to have a short-term short in case the market dumps further. So that is all I'm trying to do here. And you can see what's going on here. Major macro 382 resistance. Look at that rejection. First tap, macro resistance zone, 1.32. Look at that rejection there. We've got some weekly candles here as well. We know this is a big area. We know this is a danger zone. We also know our oscillator on the weekly also getting a bit hot. Okay, getting a little bit overcooked here. Could be a time getting a bit tired. So what does that mean for me? This is my strategy. Okay, here's my ADA short strategy. It's a low leverage, laddering in short strategy. So what I'm prepared to do here in an isolated trade. So you can go to WEX. Okay, make sure you select isolated. That separates your trading account. So make sure it's not cross. Especially if you're a newer trader, if you're on cross, you put your whole trading account at risk per trade. If you put it in isolated, it locks that in its own chamber. So whatever money you put into that trade is the maximum money that you can lose. Okay, if it goes against you, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it isolated on WEX. And how am I going to do it? I'm going to look for buys laddering in at these zones: 1.238, 1.273. 1.3 and 1.34. Excuse me, I'm still coughing. I need to be hydrated. Hold on. I need to get hydrated with this alpha. Okay, so that is my game plan on ADA. A laddering in short. Why am I laddering in? The problem is I'm expecting some kind of pump in the market. Okay, I'm not expecting new highs on everything. So that is just my strategy, and the stop is quite big. So how do you mitigate a massive stop? How do you build a position? Well, you can see this entire stop is 9%. So it's a big stop. So I like to do this. I open a low leverage isolated chamber, and then I ladder into the position. So my last few buys, the risk is say 2% or 1.5% on that buy. On this buy over here, the risk is maybe 3%. The risk on this one is maybe 6%. And the risk on the first sell, the risk on the first sell is the 9% or whatever that you're looking at. So I just like to do that to compress my risk. And then if we do get a situation where Cardano pumps here, okay, and then gives us a monster rejection, double top, okay, at a major weekly zone. If we do get that, okay, when we start dropping lower, we can add to the short. We can add. And then we can really send that thing to zero, okay? And by zero, I mean 1.02, 935, and 82. Okay, those are the potential targets if there is a fallover or fallout in the market. Okay, so that is the game plan. This chart will be in Chart Hackers, don't forget. And then there's a similar one if you want to look at this one on GRT as well. I just want to issue a little bit of a warning on GRT. There is an AI narrative, okay? And I did pick up in the oscillator, the money flow is quite strong, okay? The money flow is looking good and the volume is looking good. So this is not a massively high conviction one, but I want to use this one as an example for you guys, just to show you there's lots of trades that are setting up like this. There's a lot of altcoins that are like this. Obviously, GRT, it might pump with these AI tokens, so just be cautious. But you can see I've just got the daily here for you as an example, and it's the very same situation. If we do get the market meltdown here, you can have a head short in these types of areas. We know if the market melts down, everything is going to fall over, but the stronger ones will obviously recover quicker. And we know the meme coins will recover quite quickly, and I suspect AI will recover relatively fast as well. So potential idea here for you guys, 3.5, okay, 0.35. Look out for some kind of pump into that zone and then some kind of rejection there, and then that could be your next area, 29 or 26. Okay, so those are something I'm looking for. And if GRT pumps, let's say GRT pumps this whole weekend, where's your next zone? Okay, where's your next danger zone? For me, that has got to be these highs. Look at that, okay, that guy over there. Okay, so 40, 48, 49. So if GRT blows through this level here, 48, 49 is your next target for GRT before there's maybe another major rejection on that one. Okay, so that is that game plan. Now, let's talk CAS. And remember, guys, these are hedge shorts. Okay, so this is like, I'm reminding you, I'm net fucking long everything. Okay, catching breakouts, doing these things, but want some cover? These are options for you, okay? There's multiple options out there. And again, you don't have to take any shorts, okay? I'm just showing you some examples. So here is CAS on the daily, and Chaos dropped this banger for us in Chart Hackers. Now, Chaos is a very indicator-focused trader. Now, he's absolutely fucking killing it in there with his indicator setups. And, you know, these indicators talk to him. I don't know. Maybe he reads them. I don't know what he does. Maybe he meditates them. But you can see what's going on here. CAS is pushing into a resistance band. What is going on here? It's fighting our quantum reactor, which has actually turned red. Okay, so that is a bit of a danger sign for us. The reactor is turning red. We can also see our oscillator is printing a little bit of divergence there as well, printing a little bit of pressure. It is trending lower. We can see our money flow is pretty flat, and we can see our volume is starting to push down a little bit at the moment. So there are signs here that CAS could potentially reverse. But what am I seeing here on CAS? So short term, there could be a head and shoulders play on CAS. What does that look like? Look for something like this, a pump into that guy, and then some kind of pullback, and then a bounce over there. Okay, so I would say that looks like quite a reasonable situation on CAS. So if there is a pullback, maybe not the full Monty here down to 105, but it could be 149, and maybe at a push 131. These are your types of areas, because you might get, I mean, we could even maybe use that guy as our inverse head and shoulders there. So just something interesting for you guys to look at. You can see there's going to be pressure in the zone. If there's a fake out in that area, I suspect you get a short-term pullback there onto one of those zones. And that is where we're going to look for longs. We're going to look for longs there. We can look for longs here as well. We'll just see how the market is playing out at the time. Okay, so right now, let CAS do its thing. If CAS stays hungry, now anybody sitting in CAS that's super bullish on CAS, let me give you some targets. So upside, 178, and your next target is 204. Okay, these are your upside targets. So if you are bullish on CAS, those are your targets that you're looking at. 178,204. Those are your nice upside moves, okay? And Atrobius is taking some dollars on CAS at the moment. Okay, so you guys have got that. And then stacks, I just wanted to talk stacks. Here's stacks on the 1 hour. We looked at this one yesterday, and I still think there's a nice entry coming a little bit lower. So stacks traders, 2.5. I still fancy 2.5. So I'm not sure what we get here. I mean, it could obviously rip from here, but I like 2.5. So anyone wants to trade CAS, 2.5 for me. I mean, not CAS, stacks. 2.5 is something of interest to me. Then I'm nearly done, guys. Wow, I'm talking a lot here. Let's go Popcat. Look at this Popcat resistance here. Look at this VWAP. Bang, 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 all over the place. VWAP resistance, VWAP support on Popcat. So we're playing both sides of the VWAP here. You can see there's tons of trades in this range at the moment. So anybody who got this one yesterday, you got another opportunity here. 1.28. What did we do? Pump straight into that rejection zone again. And you can see I'm still sitting in that hedge Popcat short at the moment. So when we've hit that VWAP, I just add a little bit in case the market is going to fall over, because I'm obviously still net long, okay, on Popcat here, on ZoomX, trading this guy and still trying to build a position. If we go to 1.01, I'm adding. If we go to 89, I'm adding. Okay, want to add a nice high conviction Popcat play there for us. So just in summary here, Popcat traders resistance 1.43, danger zone. If we pop 1.43, then there's a bit more fun. Downside, look for 1.28 again, and maybe a push to 1.23. But that's pretty much your range that you're playing Popcat in at the moment. So looking interesting here. Longs from the lows, shorts from the highs, pretty much until proven otherwise. At some point, this thing breaks. One of those ways it breaks. And then whoever's on the correct side of that is obviously smiling. Now, last one for you guys. Raul Paul talking about 𝗬𝗎 overtaking Sol. And here's a 𝗬𝗎 setup for you guys on the 4 hour. So I think it's just patience, really. For me, the hot zones, 3.91 and 3.55. If you have to ask me where my higher conviction zone is, for me, it's the lower one. It's the 618 play. It's the horizontals. And maybe it's just a wick through that VWAP. So 𝗬𝗎 traders, if you're looking for something here, potentially 3.9, okay, but I've got a little bit more conviction there, 3.55. I like that horizontal on 𝗬𝗎, and you can see the 4 hour oscillator also turning over, okay, double top on the oscillator. Maybe there's time to just drift a little bit lower. You can see the money flow also coming down a little bit there. So something to pay attention to on 𝗬𝗎 if you guys are interested. Sure. Whew, there's a lot of weekend alpha there for you guys. Wow. Okay, enjoy. Remember, guys, everything I talk about is under the link in the show description. Sure, I'm tired. Okay, have a good weekend. I'm back on Sunday. Banter Plus, you'll see me there, and we'll tee up the whole week. So whatever happens this weekend, we'll tee it up on Sunday. We'll see where we are, and we'll make sure we are sorted for next week. Okay, guys, catch you later. Jeez, bro, I'm losing my voice here.
They're rinsing the